Man, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Detroit Rage. Welcome to Detroit Rage Sports. It is with a heavy heart that I come to you telling you that I just cut a fantastic video and had to erase it. Yeah, I had to erase it. All 41 minutes of it. Why? Because it split into two videos. Don't know why. But I didn't want to do a two upload, ordeal on one subject. So here we are. We take two. So this one won't be anywhere near as good because I know I won't remember everything. So I want to welcome you guys to my channel. I want to thank you for tuning in. For those of you who haven't seen me yet, I am a reaction channel, YouTuber. My content is mostly all reactions. I have a small gathering of followers, but they're good people, and I have decent stuff to talk about. I look at things from a fan's perspective, and I'm an older fan, so I look at things from an older fan's perspective. Okay, so I was given the opportunity today to join Luke G in his podcast, and I want to thank him for that opportunity. Unfortunately, I had some hardware issues. I couldn't hear anybody. I had some technical difficulties, so I couldn't hear anybody. But luckily, you guys were able to hear me, and I was able to get some, things off my chest, and not really things off my chest, but just give people a different lens to look at things through. Okay, because Luke, I love that brother. I love that brother. He is positive about everything, and I admire him for his optimism. He's a glass half full and filling up kind of guy. You know what I mean? And there's nothing. Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, if you have that kind of energy, and he does. That man does, okay? And he does his research, and he do his due diligence. So I gotta give him his flowers, and I always give him his flowers for him doing a good job that he does. But I can't look at this team with that optimism, being the age that I am. You know what I mean? Some people are just wired differently, you know. It's not like this city is like bankrupt of success in sports. Okay, we've had success in sports here. Okay, and my number one case in point being the Red Wings. I can't count the amount of Stanley Cups that we've won. Or not the amount of Stanley Cups, but how many times we've won the same Stanley Cup. So I think it's a total of 11 times, but I don't think I was around for all of them. I don't think so. I was around for a lot of them. So it just seemed like every year we were winning that shit. I mean, we were always on Michigan Avenue, holding a broom, hitting people with them, So, I distinctively recall winning a World Series in '84, attending a World Series in '06, and then again in 2012. I distinctly remember the Bad Boy Pistons and the reincarnation of them. But I can't say I remember anything awesome except Barry Sanders, Megatron, and Matt Stafford for the Lions. Just individual players. And when you say football team, and the only thing you can highlight is individual players, that's pretty sad. And really, if you sit and think about things, right? Like a lot of times, we can't highlight a lot of the things that a lot of these legends have done, right? But the one that we discredit the most, we could really highlight his, accomplishments, even though they aren't, related to team accomplishments. We can highlight those, you know? And every time these accolades are highlighted, they're often discredited by either YouTubers or, you know, or fans who followed this narrative that these YouTubers push on them. And one of my biggest things has been is us as YouTubers, we have a responsibility to the community on, you know, the the way we try to sway their thinking, right? And a positive way is always a good way, right? And I would love to be in that boat, right? But I'm not here to say, this team will never be anything, blah, 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 or anything like that, right? My whole stance on the Detroit Lions is you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And then you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect me to expect a different result. Especially when I've been around so long and you've showed me these patterns, right? And, when I was on the show, I was able to cover, a subject that I was able to bring up once, and I brought it up once in a live podcast that one of my favorite YouTubers, Avery Giovanni, man, this guy, I don't understand how he doesn't have 7,000 followers. I don't understand it. His content is absolute fire. His research is good. I mean, just like every other YouTuber out there, there's some things that I'm not gonna agree on. I'm not gonna agree, 100%, agree with somebody just like they're not gonna agree with how I'm talking right now. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that they're bad people. They're it's a good dude. You know what I mean? Like he's right about a fucking lot of shit. It's just when it comes to his disdain against Matt Stafford, I kind of find it a little bit misplaced, and his reasoning, like saying that we had a team in 2014. No, we didn't. Obviously we didn't. So, um, there's a lot of things I was covering in that video that I was just, just touching on. My main thing was Derek's recent video. He said that there's this conspiracy theory narrative, and bro, I find it so hard to like swim with you on that one. And here's the reason why, right? You have how many players are on a roster? 56, 54, I don't know. You have so many players on a roster. Hold on, my controller turned off. I'm playing 2K and I stopped playing 2K for y'all, man, to cut this video, man. You feel me? I stopped playing 2K to cut this video. And if y'all want this smoke on next gen, if y'all want this smoke on next gen, you need to go ahead and send me a message. Man, you already know what my name is. Detroit Rage, my baby. Hit me up. So anyways, back to my video. What the hell was I saying? Holy shit, man. Let's smoke another one. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Y'all gonna have to give me a second. What the fuck was I talking about before my controller turned off? See, that's how you know you get somebody deep in thought and just wants to talk about shit, man. I was just going off, and this is where I wish I had my son's editing skills, you know. And I was trying to talk to Lucci about him, about, you know, getting like a laptop for him, because he needs it anyway. He's about to go into high school and he's gonna need it for school. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have my son, as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, I'm gonna have my son do some editing, compress my videos, give you guys more like, you know, punchlines, just bam, 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 so just hurry the process along. And I just want to thank you guys, man, for being here for me and watching me, for real. Like, I really do. You guys are great. I wouldn't even be trying to do this if I didn't get some kind of response, like if I didn't see views, you know what I mean? I would love it if you guys left me a like, you know what I mean? And if you guys haven't liked my channel yet, please like and subscribe. But as I was saying about, I think I was talking about Matt Stafford, and what was I talking about? Jesus. Oh, I was talking about conspiracy theories. Yes. Okay, so conspiracy theories. You can't convince me, and I'm sorry that I get lost. You guys see I be smoking bats. I just get a little lost. So, conspiracy theories. I can't follow suit with it. As much as I try, there's so many players in the roster. There's 32 teams in the league. You know what I mean? That's way too many players for them to like invest their life, it's like time they're never gonna get back on a sham like the WWE, bro. Like, this is how, like, you phrased it. It's like the WWE. It's all scripted, right? So these guys legit have to be all in cahoots in order to make this happen. There's no evidence of that shit, bro. There's only speculation by an angry fan. Now, I want you to hear my point of view, right? Because I get what you're saying, right? Coincidence, you look at the dictionary, wow, right? I get it. Now, here's something to debunk your theory. Tom Brady had the formula. He left New England. He built himself exactly what he needed in Tampa Bay and won one there. Okay? The Rams, they knew they were close, 4 years ago. Well, at the time before they acquired Stafford 4 years ago, and they knew that their window was closing. They knew that Aaron Donald might want to be contemplating retirement before he starts going downhill, before he starts declining. They might have been hearing all the complaints from him. You know what I mean? The stress, whatever the workout coaches and nutrition coaches, might have been having to deal with these things, and they take notes or whatever. We're not the professionals here, right? We're just the ones that get to see everything unfold. And I don't know, I gotta throw this in there. I kind of called it from the beginning as it all laid out. But I digress. I digress right there, right? So he might have seen all of this unfolding, and he had to throw all his chips in, right? Now, we've already been hearing, right, that this man might have figured out the way on how to win championships without having to do the long, grueling process of having to go through the draft, right? So how do you do this? How do you get this done? They explained it to us. You just punt away all your first rounders and start acquiring studs and go for broke. See, that's something that Detroit Lions had never done, right? When it comes to marquee players that come available to us, right? Like Khalil Mack, we take a pass on him. And then we pay Khalil Mack money to trade Flowers. But y'all want to sit here and justify this shit, and then want to sit there and just point and divert all your aggression towards a man who legit was the only reason you was winning games. Real talk, the only reason you was winning games. Because when I sat there and I told you guys I was going to only win 3 games, I got called crazy. People said I didn't know shit about football. And then look at it. And it wasn't on my page that was said. But, when I kept seeing, oh, how many wins you think we're going to get, Luke? 8, 9, 10 wins. What is this, Sesame Street, bro? Like, is that what we're doing now? Like, with Jared Goff? With Jared Goff. We couldn't get 10 wins with Matt Stafford. But we're going to get him with Jared Goff. Right? Here's another thing. Here's another reason, as an older Lions fan, I can't really just follow suit. I find it extremely hard because the coach we have now, right? We passed up on all these experienced coaches. We passed up on experienced general management. Okay? I find it extremely difficult that we find ourselves in the same exact predicament. We end up with a scout as a general manager, like just a scout, and person who's learning on the job. And we end up with not even a coordinator. We end up with a tight ends coach who has a lot of friends and people like him. People find them likable, and they'll run through a wall for him. They can't win football games. Now, mind you, I get it. But we're rebuilding nines up. You can't give me 5 wins? Right? You can't give me 5 wins? How come we have Jared Goff at a higher price tag than Matt Stafford? and we're stuck with him now. Can't even ship this man to fucking hell if we wanted to. Like, this man should be on the unemployment line. Speaking, speaking of unemployment lines, our coach, I know what you're saying. You think I want him fired. No, that's not it. Listen, I'm past the point where this team's gonna control my emotions, right? If they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. I'm not gonna sit here and cheer for them until they show me something. Doesn't mean I'm not a fan, but I'm not gonna hurrah hurrah just so that Packer fans and Viking fans can just poke and make fun. I'm good. I'm good. What are you gonna fault me for it? Is it? I mean, no. You know, like I watch them. Whatever. They win, sweet. They don't. Oh well. I mean, it's better than me quitting again. Like this is the options that this football franchise leaves the fan base with, right? And it's like an opinion of someone. You can't change that, right? It's like we're at the club or we're at the bar, and it's me and you are chilling. If you're a girl, this fine ass guy walks by. If you're a guy, this fine ass girl walks by. Or if you're in a whatever binary, however you want to identify yourself, you know, if you're into whatever and you see it there, and you're like, hey, what's good? And all of a sudden that person doesn't reciprocate the same sentiment, right? They find your image to them completely repulsive. There's absolutely nothing that my friend, you, could do to change that person's mind about you. That's their perception of you. So now that we have simple things like perception covered, here is what Lions fans' perception of this team is. That it has brought them to the point where they had to invent an ideology, an idea, because this franchise wholesaled the guy they had 100% trust in. Two 32nd overall picks is not enough. Not for what just happened. This man, this man had a Bud Light. He had a stogie like this, dog, a Bud Light in the fucking Lombardi, bro. And all you had to do was get Khalil Mack. All you had to do was get Odell when he was available. All you had to do was just shop for these people and make Detroit the spot to be by throwing some bread, but you couldn't do it. You always had to have the money in the cap. But now, where are we? And then we're going to blame who? We're going to blame Patricia? We're going to blame Martha? Come on, dog. At what point in time are we going to start holding just at what time are we going to hold the right person accountable? Right? This goes all the way to the top. All the way to the top. And Adam at Woodward Sports this morning was right. If you still believe that it's not the Ford family, that Stafford doesn't deserve to have his fans fucking cheering for him, you need to go to the nearest Ford dealership, grab 3 pamphlets to the flagship vehicles that they're carrying, and you just shove them straight up your fucking ass. I mean, because you're that in love with the Ford family, why shouldn't you just shove those up your ass? Right? I mean, it's the same concept, right? I mean, for all the Stafford haters, they have common catchphrases for Stafford fans like Stafford sexuals, Stafford wives, all kinds of stupid shit, right? Listen, you're the reason why the Detroit Rams exist. On God. Because it's an ideology, it's an idea, right? And I covered this issue with my last video, but like it just cut in half. I kid you not. I kid you not. And I pray to God that this one don't do it. And I had this conversation with Avery, right? But I didn't even have the conversation. It's the first time I mentioned it, and it was when he was live with Mobby. I said this fan base suffers from battered wife syndrome. No joke. They do. They find every reason to forgive their abusive husband of a franchise. Always find a reason to forgive him. Oh man, you lost your job. It's okay. You can rebuild. Oh man, next year you lost your job again, man. Oh my God. We got beat up so hard. The Bills beat us up, and all this and that, X, Y, Z, games throughout the season, whatever calls. And oh yeah, this excuse, that excuse, and this is the reason I beat you up. This is why you're all scarred up. This is why it's been X amount of years of you getting traumatized and you being laughed at and you being the laughing stock of the NFL, right? And then they smooth got us confused that it's the number 1 pick of the 2009 draft. They smooth had us convinced it was him. Oh man, he's a turnover machine. He's this, he's that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then, Stafford fans or Lions fans got split in half. So you got straight up Stafford haters, the ones who don't hate Stafford. People over here, oh, they're ready for that parade on Woolward. I kid you not. They're ready for that parade on Woolward. And they'll be there. They'll call off work. Why? Because it's symbolic, right? I explained this, and I told them it's metaphorically like giving a middle finger to the franchise. We had the right guy all along, and you were wrong. It's a black eye to the fucking franchise. Lets them know they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They wasted they almost wasted 3 legendary careers. And all there's to show out of those 3 careers is 1 Super Bowl. 1 ring. Not even Calvin never got one. Barry never got one. Well, you know what? Barry got one for the Hall of Fame. Sure, Calvin did too. And in that way, he might feel redeemed, but not complete. It took Stafford leaving, and it didn't take him a year. It didn't take him 2 years. It didn't take him 3 years. Man, it took him the exact same season he left. He wasted 0 time. 0 time. When Sue left us, we still needed to build while we still had Sue. We couldn't. We just let them all go. Then they all started playing injured, and we just couldn't fill gaps that were missing. And then we were just like literally going out there playing professional ball with everything that had, what's that miracle tape? What's that? That shit that be on the ShamWow commercials and shit. I don't watch it that much. It should be at Walmart. You know? Like the team was just patched together. You know? And then honestly, man, it's just been a hot mess. It's been a hot mess. And the only reason I watched this team was because of Matt Stafford. It's not like I had a running back to watch. You know what I mean? And no matter how much Joik Bell tried to tell everybody that Matt Stafford had help, that man don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm gonna put it to you like this. And you're probably thinking I'm hating on Joik. I'm not, man. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on you, Joik. I'll put it to you like this. You were the absolute most productive running back that Matt Stafford had. On my mama. On my mama. You were ranked 18th best running back in the Detroit Lions. Now, I'm not saying you're the most talented, because you're not. Okay? I'm just saying you were the 18th best running back for the Detroit Lions. In your 6-year tenure, you mustered up 2,000 something yards. Bro, like you were clearing like 300 yards a season. A little over 300 yards a season. So, for 16 games a season, you're clearing about 300 yards a season. That means you're getting like around 2 yards a carry, bro. Like 1 to 2 yards a carry. So I want you to elaborate to me, right? What part of that right there, makes sense to you to make claim that Matt Stafford had a running game behind him? I'll wait on it. Actually, I won't wait on it. I won't. I'm lying. I'm capping like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna wait on you. Shit, nigga. You wild as fuck. You were useless as titties on a man. No joke. You know what? Today's day and age, I probably get reported for that. So I'm sorry for that. That's an old phrase, and I'm an old ass man, and I'm sorry for my ways. Please don't report me for that. But you're as useless as titties on a board. Okay? There you go. Titties on a board. Alright? So, man, we legit need to hit a home run out of these picks and immediately make noise. Like some Cincinnati Bengals type shit needs to happen to us in order for this trade to make sense to me. Because the results, people can say, oh, we got more than what. The results, my guy. The results. Because you know what? We still have that underlying issue that we had before quarterback left. So what are we doing about that? You feel me? You can't tell me Dan Campbell's taking care of it. Because Dan Campbell's crying on pressers over being out coached by coaches that are legit unemployed right now. Back to that unemployment thing. Remember I was talking to y'all about that? Yeah. Legit. Mobby called it out. You know? Mobby sat there and called it out. Oh man, look at, he admitted it. Oh my God. Whoa. I'm like, oh shit, he did. He admitted he got out coached by a bum ass coach. So if you get out coached by a bum ass coach, then that bum ass coach, man, is better than you. And I'm telling you, if a coach out coaches you and is able to beat you in a football game, that means that that coach should be able to rebuild that team before you would, because you can't beat him. You can't beat him. They don't even have a good team. They don't. He didn't get them any wins. He didn't help the Bears win. Shit, he wasted all their talent, all that defensive power, stripped them. He had the Patricia effect. But I'm gonna sit here and make excuses for Dan Campbell on why we need to let him stick around for 3-4 years, right? Because it's all this big ass rebuild, right? We're gonna trust Martha Ford to do the same thing. But quite frankly, man, I need to see something change. Until I see something different happen, I can't go on a gut feeling. I feel like things are different. I feel it in my... No, I can't. I feel my nuts in my hand, and I don't feel no victories. That's it. 3 victories, that's all I felt. And shit, the last 2 we shouldn't even got, to be honest with you. You know? Shit, Cardinals, they imploded, and Packers, that shit was load management. So, like I said, that's just how I feel about it. But I'm gonna cut this video. It's already been 36 minutes, and I'm pretty stoned.